Zach, did you hear that? The good old days. Even in a remote town that's already far behind the times, there are still people who yearn for the past. Truly mesmerizing, Zach. This is why I never tire of small-town investigations. Same goes for you, right?
This really feels final. And then it's gonna...
Is that the bridge to Greenvale?
It looks like it.
No, that's the Lucara Bridge.
Maybe they just look the same. Oh, no. Bridge to Greenvale. It was Greenvale.
August 23rd, 2005 to August 31st, 2005. That's when Hurricane Katrina was.
I thought it was 2004. That's weird.
Nope, 2005.
Hey, got an S rank.
This is episode 3, though. There should be 5.
Oh my god, there's so much.
Episodes 4 and 5 could be real short.
We're spending most of this one in now time, it seems.
2019.
Oh.
Yes.
I just love the look of glistening green grass. You know the green I'm talking about. Moist with sprinkler water, reflecting the rays of the sun. In that regard, Louisiana's grass is in a class of its own. Just picture it on a clear summer day. A cold beer in one hand, gazing out from your porch onto the garden. You're so proud. This is the life. Doesn't get much better than this. That's how
You know what I love about this? I can just do this. You guys can't see, but I'm literally like turning it all different ways and he's just walking forward.
But that grass, it's got a bit of a nerve. It doesn't matter how many times it'll always keep coming back and turn your eyes away for a bit. And that's when it'll really sprout. Up until last week, your garden was perfect.
I actually know how to play this song on guitar now.
Symmetrical, pristine. But you wake up the next morning,
Thought about
and you can't
uploading a
even see
video of it.
what it's become. That's why people work so hard to cut their grass. Like it's some ordeal they've been tasked with by the big man in the sky. And it never ends. Understand?
Oh my god.
If you want to stop cutting your grass, you need to either
What? We're off.
or
No, we were on.
that's all humans can really do.
What is happening?
Nothing but wasted efforts. You following me here?
No.
Be honest with yourself. Be honest, Francis Zach Morgan.
Never.
No, I want to lie and smoke weed. Oh my god, it's the end of SAO.
Oh, howdy, Zach. So we meet again. Such a touching reunion. Like a little boy who was given up for adoption, finally reuniting with his true parents. Look, even little Willie here is beside himself with joy.
Casey!
What?
Oh dear.
Damn it! I'm gonna kill you!
Dude, Casey is behind all of this and it's amazing.
Hey, let her go! What the hell's gotten into you?
An FBI agent should know how to get out of a chokehold.
Right?
She's not just some helpless
He's
woman.
dying of cancer. He's really frail.
She's
should be
dying
able
of
to
cancer,
overpower
and
him.
he's high.
Jeez. Are you okay?
He should be like
He's like, "Meow."
borderline hugging her.
Right? Meow.
It's like, oh, dude, Forrest, you feel so not fat.
That should do it.
Okay. Boom, wow, wow. Boom, wow,
Well,
wow.
no turning back now.
Wow, wow.
How should we clean this up?
Wow. Please don't give me another inspection thing. No.
You knew it.
I don't want it.
No, you knew it was gonna
Oh, look,
happen.
it's Galena and Lise.
This room is... Why did you come here, Aaliyah? Remember the real reason you decided to investigate Morgan's house in the first place. We came here to find a missing girl.
Why do you think Jethro here survived?
Why?
I mean, doesn't he look like the kind of guy who'd die first in a horror movie?
Right?
He married
Yup.
into the Clarkson family. He didn't possess Clarkson blood, so he had nothing to do with Helena Doman's plan.
The blood purge thing? But if that was all there was to it, then Helena Doman wouldn't have killed anyone but Clarksons, right? Yet a ton of the Clarkson gang members died, along with Sheriff Woods. Doesn't add up.
She did whatever it took to achieve her goals. She'd kill if the plan required it. But killing people outside of the Clarkson family was never a priority. Her ultimate goal was to cut off the Clarkson bloodline. Maybe he was always meant to be an assistant to the goddess of fertility.
What, like
Okay.
a servant?
He was the kind of person who was most in his element when he had someone to serve. Even afterwards, he let Patricia take over the estate, while he became her assistant.
Okay.
As soon as he settled into his role, the townspeople started to respect him.
Okay.
Now they practically revere him. And he's even earned himself a nickname. One-Armed Danny.
Okay.
So you think his life played out exactly the way Professor R planned it to go?
I don't know, maybe.
Tragic.
I don't know, dude.
I have no clue about anything anymore. Like life in general, not just this
Come
game.
on, Agent Jones. I know you're hiding something.
What are you talking about?
You've been watching him for 4.5 years, haven't you?
Yeah.
Can you really stand here and tell me that you never saw a single one of the strange signs I'm picking up on now?
What signs?
Deadly premonitions.
Oh,
She said the thing!
Preparations for kidnapping or terrorist activities. Sexual depravity, violent tendencies, self-mutilation, or even just contacting a specific person periodically.
Nope, nada. He doesn't fit any of that. You think I'd really ignore something that obvious?
Look, there's George.
I may be a schlub, but I'm
Wait,
still
is
an
there
FBI
George?
agent.
George is on there.
Then why didn't
Because
you say
Harry's on
anything
there.
about
Half of
this
it's
room?
half of it's Greenvale and half of it's
Yeah.
Licari.
Harry
Or did
was
you
on there
merely
too.
choose to ignore
mysterious
his
capitalist?
abnormal
Yes,
proclivities?
the mysterious capitalist.
So
You wanna
says
know what I
Mr.
did? I did my damn
Stewart.
job. End of
Stewart.
story.
That's it, yeah.
So says Mr. Stewart.
I was outside the entire time. How do you expect me to notice a room like this from out there?
Right.
It's as simple as that.
No
At least it
windows.
was, until you dragged me into this whole mess.
Look, David
Don't
Cross.
blame me just because your big investigation ended up
He is
leading
David
nowhere.
Cross. If Deadly Premonition
tell
ever
me the
gets a
truth.
movie,
David Cross.
After seeing this
David
room, can
Cross.
you really say that man is in his right mind? He kept this room a total secret from you for over 4.5
dude,
years.
I want a TV show of Deadly
No normal
Premonition
human is
That would be
so
weird.
bad.
Only a true genius. Or a true monster. Can you really guarantee that he won't try anything if we just let
Okay,
him
who
go?
would play York?
Who would play
Well,
York?
Yeah.
Then you need to help me. Find some sort of evidence that we can
Kyle
use to make him reveal what he's plotting.
Kyle McCullough, or
Okay,
what's his last
He
name?
can't be Coop.
No, it has to be Coop.
But Coop can't
Like it has
play
to be a
him.
digitally de-aged Coop.
But
was
that
so
would be
positive.
horrible for a TV
She's
show.
a-
That's correct.
There is something about
Okay.
this room, though.
Why do...
Okay,
Agent Jones,
no,
what do
you
you
know
think?
who should play him?
Who?
Sam Witwer.
Me?
I don't remember who that is.
He
I'm not as
is
smart as you. Why are you even asking me?
he's Starkiller in Force Unleashed.
Are you hiding something?
He's the vampire in Being Human. He was
Of
in the
course
first
not.
season of
Knock it off.
Dexter.
Me? Hiding something?
Yes.
You know who I'm talking
That's
about
a
now?
good one.
Yes.
He did a lot of
Come
voices on
I got nothing to hide.
on the Clone Wars show.
Yeah.
Like he played Anakin, I think.
I thought
No,
I'd
that's
find
Matt
answers in
Lanter.
this room.
Well,
Different guy.
he played
Thought
some
that Patricia
people.
would be
Yeah.
here, but I was
I think he
wrong.
played Palpatine,
Yeah.
This room is only filled with
even though it
photos of
should have been
people
Mike
related to the case
Staklasa.
and the handiwork of a man.
Who's Mike Staklasa?
Feels like
He's
to a
Mike
happy
from Red Letter Media.
Oh,
And it is a really, really
yeah.
good Palpatine.
Why is Morgan showcasing those women's photos? And that
My favorite line that he's ever done is, "Now I will once again post an ad on Craigslist."
Yes.
And it's like, oh man.
It's the way the victims were murdered. Why haven't you been paying attention, you idiot?
Right?
I saw it in
Why
1
Lisa
second,
to
and then I
die
was
first?
okay. Now she gets it. Bow wow wow, bow wow wow, bow wow wow, bow wow wow. Red tree. Okay, uncomfortable silence. Oh my god,
Is
it's
that
a
a dead squirrel?
He likes to sleep in bed with a dead squirrel. It's his little buddy.
What is
That's
this?
my little buddy.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
That's my little buddy. I love him.
Here's my little buddy.
The one who took her in after the incident was Daniel Clarkson. Next in line to succeed the Clarkson family.
Right.
He's the one that ended
Why
up
wasn't
raising
York
from
her
that
dad?
woman's.
Because then we would have seen her in Deadly Premonition 1.
Isn't
But
that
shut up!
strange? In the end, two people who were completely unrelated by blood ended up inheriting that house.
Yeah, you're right. But sometimes I wonder, what is family anyway?
Oh.
Go back far enough, we're all strangers to one another. We're talking countless generations, marriages, and birth, you know.
Humans love to deify the rules they create. It's almost like that's been an unwritten law from the very start.
Okay.
Sheriff Melvin Woods. I never met him myself, but his face makes him look like a very nice guy. His background in childhood didn't have any red flags either. Yet we're supposed to believe that he was one of the masterminds behind that entire incident?
Yeah.
If you loved someone from the bottom of your heart, would you ever be able to marry someone else? Or kill for them?
Whoa, what are we talking about?
Were you not
I
listening?
never heard of any
Right.
kind of motive like that in any other murder case.
Did
I just
anybody
keep feeling
listen
like
to
we're being
anything?
fed a story that he made up in his mind.
True.
No, she's saying that
Honestly,
York is
without
full of
having
crap.
experienced what that's
Yeah.
like,
Oh my gosh,
can't
he has a
really say
drum.
What I do.
He does.
But I'd
Look
never
at that.
try and force love to happen if it didn't seem like it was meant to be. There are 3.5 billion women on this planet. There's got to be more than one specific person who anyone can fall deeply in love with, right?
Who
But
knows?
what if we were talking about pizza, not women? You just discovered the perfect ultimate pizza, but you aren't allowed to take even a single bite unless you kill someone for the cook.
Have you ever loved someone with all your heart?
What kind of person do you take me for?
An
That's my
idiot?
line.
Okay.
What, you think I'm
This room
stupid?
paints such a bizarre picture, but upon closer look, I can see some
Can
strange
we
sort of
ride our
pattern to it.
skateboard again
Was
and do the
Morgan
fun
trying to
things?
recreate something with all this? If so, there must be a reason for all of these weird and hideous things.
You sure it's okay to press that?
Yup.
Won't know until we try.
Do it. Oh, we got a red light.
Hey, it's Woodstock.
And then Barry White comes on. Oh,
Look,
yeah.
a peace sign.
An upside down
Love and
piece.
peace.
sign.
Upside down.
Even I can figure out what this is from. It's Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Grateful Dead, and Led Zeppelin. But I shouldn't have to explain it to a music nut like you, right?
That isn't a peace mark. It's upside down. You don't need to be a music nut to see that.
It stands
Who
for
says
the
that's the
red
top
tree.
If you're looking from Lisa's head, this is the top part, making it a big, fat peace mark.
No, this is the ground.
Where's your proof?
Switch on the wall.
The red seeds. Seeds go in the ground, right? That makes this wall the bottom. Lisa's head is clearly at the top. Period.
That doesn't make any
Also,
sense.
Agent Jones. Led Zeppelin never played at Woodstock.
Yeah, they're too. They weren't around then, were they? Were they? I don't think they were.
Let's
Look at the hunting trophies so that they can whine about it.
What's that?
It's PJ.
It looks like
hunting trophy.
PJ.
A brown bear with a dragonfly eye patch.
Why is it smoking a cigar?
It's probably supposed to represent Philip J. Clarkson's body.
And the elk is?
Helena Doman.
So that's why it's got such good taste in fashion.
That's good taste to you.
And this one is Galena Clarkson?
Why did he want to line up corpses that were killed in different places, all together in a single room?
Because this is his crazy case room to figure it out. Because he's still working the case.
Seeds? He's representing a human with a hunting trophy made from an animal. I feel like I'm looking at a piece of modern art done in really bad taste. When Helena Doman returned home, someone must have let her inside.
You think that was her brother-in-law, Daniel?
I don't know.
Well, alligators did chomp his arm off. He probably had it in for old man PJ
Yeah,
too.
sure.
But, you know, I don't think he had anything to do with this.
Why not?
You're making it out to be more complicated than it really is. That's always the problem with people like you. Too smart for your own good.
Just get to the point.
Okay.
Professor R marched straight through the front door to the mansion.
Yes.
She arrived right at her destination using the quickest route possible without having to undergo a single security check.
Makes
I know.
sense.
My question is, how was she able to do that?
Because she's family.
Sure. Family.
It
Yep.
doesn't
Right.
matter if PJ disowned her. He never stopped loving his son. A father would never abandon his child, no matter how much they fail to fulfill his expectations. That's what being a parent is all about.
Okay.
Don't look at me like that. I know, I don't have a son myself, but I have a father. He's still back in my hometown, managing the printing plant my grandfather started. He'll be turning 80 soon. He wanted me to take over the place, but as you can see, I'm out here. But I know how this whole thing works. Even though I haven't seen him in forever, the minute I go home, he'll welcome me with warm, open arms.
Okay.
She
Okay.
planned a string of murders all in order to restore the Clarksons to their former glory, right?
I don't know.
According to Morgan's story.
I don't know
Matches
if
up
it
with
was
the
that.
files, too.
But the only proof of that is the confession she
Sure.
privately gave to Morgan just before she died. Galena Clarkson was also murdered immediately after she confessed. Don't you think it's all a little too convenient?
Well, story-wise, yeah.
And the sacrifices. None of the FBI's official records contain an example of an actual human sacrifice. Aside from the cases that Francis Zach Morgan handled, that is.
There are tons of examples of animal sacrifice, though. And remember the witch hunts back in the Middle Ages?
Meaning?
Meaning, there are always exceptions to the rule. And Morgan alluded to the existence of some sort of journal, right?
Yeah, we did
He
see
read
that.
it in Professor R's lab. If we could find that, maybe this would all become easier to swallow.
The report didn't mention anything about a journal. And if it truly did exist, it
Which
surely
means
would have
he
been
kept it.
submitted as evidence. Unless he tried to cover it up on purpose.
Or he just kept
Or-
it because he was still working.
Yeah.
Unless the journal never existed in the first place.
Exactly. He was taught how to rule as a child, never confided in anyone, and married for purely
Yep.
political reasons. Then he prospered so much that he became powerful enough to rule an entire town on his own. But in the end, his own child betrayed him and ended his entire clan in a series of violent deaths. If that was your life, how would you look back on it?
Yeah. Beats me.
With one eye
I
open.
wasn't born into a rich family.
Too soon, too soon.
And for what it's worth, I've also never knocked up a young ex-actress. But I guess the one thing we can say is that any good life needs balance. Get too hung up on one thing and you lose sight of everything else. And if you betray someone, you'll get betrayed too.
Not
If someone thinks they can
necessarily.
step all over people and then live out the rest of their life in peace, they're fooling themselves. We always get to see how those people end up in our line of work. In the end, they die horrible deaths.
Not always.
That is why
Yep.
pizza is the only thing I trust. Pizza never betrays you.
Sometimes it
Lies.
has pepperoni under the cheese so you can't see it. Ah! Betrayal.
Yes.
This case took place in Lucare.
Why would you put
Centered around
pepperoni
the
under the
Clarksons.
cheese?
Right?
Put it on top.
Oppressive
To be
authority,
stealth pepperoni.
Cross purposes.
But it just
Madness.
gets overshadowed by the sauce.
And
Katrina
stealth
took the
pepperoni.
truth along with many
Gross.
innocent lives
I love
and buried
pepperoni
it
on
all at
pizza,
the
but
bottom
like,
of the swamp.
I still love cheese the best.
But there's one truth that can never be
I want
washed
pizza.
away.
I want pizza now.
This all started
Even though we
with the
already
death
ate.
of a young
I
girl.
want
I
pizza
know.
now. But it's too late for pizza.
It's not too late.
Uh-huh.
Galena
Now,
Clarkson went to
everybody's getting
California to
lazy, not
become an
staying
actress.
open late. Except for like
But
Taco
things
Bell.
never took
Taco
off
Bell's
for
still
her,
open.
So she
You get
eventually
Taco
returned
Bell.
home. Then she murdered her own daughter and ended up like this. Where did she go wrong?
She murdered her own daughter and ended up like that.
She did manage to appear in a few movies, right?
Not as any characters with actual names, and never with much clothes on.
Oh.
So that's the only value they saw in her, huh? Sorry, that was insensitive.
It's an everyday occurrence in that world.
Chew
She
them up,
was
spit them
also
out.
bullied a lot.
Bullied? How?
They'd cut up her costumes, her scripts, and even her own clothes, everywhere she went.
That's
Then,
weird.
after 3 years of that, her stylist chopped off a chunk of her hair. By accident.
Are you kidding?
What?
I did a little investigating on this. In the end, a self-titled Big Cheese producer tricked her. She almost ended up going into porn.
Okay.
Not
I'm
hard to imagine what
confused.
would have happened
What?
after that.
I'm so confused.
One witness said that after returning to Lucare, she refused to use scissors to cut anything.
So is that the reason for the scissors enemy?
Everyone thinks that
I
the
don't
principal
know.
thing to the tree is the fruit. But in point of fact, the principal thing to it is the seed. Now I know why Lise Clarkson was murdered first. Lisa's death was Professor R having second thoughts. According to Morgan, her plan was to perform parricide and filicide, then commit suicide. Those were the 3 deaths necessary to complete the ritual, remember?
Right.
Which means she technically could have killed Patricia first. That would have been the best way to delay any interference from the Clarksons themselves. The reason she didn't kill Patricia first is because Lena was actually following a different plan inside her own mind. Or perhaps she merely changed her plan as she
Okay.
followed through with it. At some point, new emotions started to take root within her. She had second thoughts
Him.
about something.
It.
And in
Whatever.
order to shake those off, she used Galena to kill Lise first, in order to cut off any possible escape. But that only made her plan move ahead quicker than she could have ever imagined. which forced her to rush right up to the end with those misgivings always in the back of her mind.
Huh? Wait, hold on. Yeah, you lost me. What are you talking about?
In other words, at some point, Helena Doman decided that she wanted to make Patricia the next heir. The blood purge wasn't for the goddess of fertility. It was for their daughter, Patricia.
Wait, are you saying Helena knew from the start that Sheriff Woods would die with Candy?
That's the only explanation I can think of.
So the thing is, her plan was like
Remember,
way long term.
this is only assuming that everything Morgan told us was true. Until I can trust that man, this is all nothing more than conjecture.
But we saw it happen, so
Considering
we know
how
it's true,
insane
right?
this all is, it sounds perfectly
Unless we're
believable to
just
me.
working out his memory and it's not actually true.
What if he's just crazy and that's why all these crazy things are happening? What if York was just crazy the whole time and they reveal it?
That would be really disappointing.
Yeah, it really would be. Can we be old York again?
Francis Zach Morgan. Remember me?
Barely.
Cat got your tongue.
Yes.
Understood.
Okay.
You know why I'm here, don't you?
No.
Surely you must know what this means.
No.
To commemorate our reunion, allow me to give you another oracle.
Okay.
The contract, once signed, will last for eternity. But only in the presence of true love.
Okay.
Okay, so that's with Patty.
Did you hear that? Good.
Okay, yes.
It's been a while since I felt this. You know, there's hardly anyone in this era who can see me like you can. And they've been dropping like flies since you first came to see me. Breaks my heart.
Okay.
Okay.
We don't have much time. Do you have any questions for me?
Like 1 billion.
Like 90.
Excellent.
What? Failed to apprehend target. Target escaped with hostage. Whereabouts unknown.
Agent Jones, what is this referring to?
Avery Smith kidnapped Patricia Clarkson and escaped.
Avery Smith? The vault manager? Why would he kidnap Patricia?
Okay.
Tell me what's going on right now.
Well,
Answer me, Jones.
I made a deal with Morgan back when he took me to the bathroom.
What? What?
Morgan said something to me. If we want to find Patricia, we need to look at Avery Smith.
Have you lost your mind?
What he said made sense. Ever since 2005, Avery's been working deep inside that cold storage warehouse. He was also arrested in the past for getting too friendly with Lise Clarkson. And after Katrina, he apparently worked on renovating the warehouse for free. What if that allowed him to freely modify the warehouse as he pleased? That would explain why her body remained missing for
'Cause he
14
kept her?
whole years. Then I did a little check and found out that he never went back to work after Christmas vacation ended.
So what? Why would you trust him?
I don't. I just decided it was worth investigating, that's all.
Okay.
So, I sent 2 agents to Avery's house without telling anyone. I just called in a favor from an old friend in the New Orleans branch.
No one gave you clearance for that. You think
Yeah,
you
that's
just...
why he called in a favor.
What if Morgan's telling the truth?
Because
If he is,
he doesn't have
you're
clearance.
both gonna look like total clowns. Clowns who went barging into a former agent's house on completely unfounded suspicions. HQ will have a field day with us. They'll string us up as the two dumbest agents to have ever graced the field.
Right.
Yeah.
I just wanted to take some precautions. And besides, if he is lying, it's still no skin off our backs, right? If things work out, we'll end up solving a difficult case that's been driving everyone crazy. Imagine that. You and me, just the two of us.
Just the
solving a
two
case
of
like
us.
this.
We can make it
I'll
if
be
we
able to jump
try.
ship on
Just
this
the
crappy
two of
job.
us. No.
You'll be able to freely investigate all things San Rouge, just like you've always wanted. Besides, you know that Morgan is Director Abraham's favorite. Even if we get into some sort of trouble, if Morgan testifies to Abrahams for us, we'll totally be in the clear.
I don't care.
So
This
that's
isn't the
who
way
Abrahams
things are
is.
supposed to be done.
Well, no, he's
Well,
director
I'm
now.
sorry,
He wasn't then.
but I had no other choice. You were so engrossed in this, and come on, you know how I am. Besides, saving the hostage should take priority above all else. There's no time for squabbling. We need to find Avery Smith no matter what it takes.
Okay.
But how?
Well...